I was dejected after watching Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. As a huge fan of the book, I felt betrayed because the film omitted a lot of details. The characters and the tone of the film did not feel right. On the other hand, there are book adaptations which is pretty good. Room, for example, not only portrays what happens in the book, but goes beyond that and tells the story of the characters after the book has ended. Then there are films like I'm Thinking of Ending Things, which does it in a different manner. It keeps the idea and the general structure of the plot same, but modifies and adds a lot of details. It even changes the ending. But today, I want to talk about this brilliant show, Normal People. The series follows the relationship between Marianne and Connell in their final days of school and their undergraduate years in college. I first watched the show and then read the book. First thing I noticed is that the show remains loyal to the book. It finds a way to tell the story with the same voice as the book. So how did Normal People get it right? Reading a book is a deeply personal experience. Every new information that I get, I try to fit it in the world that I have created in my head. As I spend more time with the book and the characters, that image in my head becomes less ambiguous. And that's why the experience is much more intense. And I feel this is the main difference between reading a book and watching something on screen. When I read a book, there is a certain kind of abstraction. The words take their own shape depending on my experiences. Whereas on screen, I just see what is being shown. But Normal People does something different. Most of the time, the camera is very close to the actors' faces and it has a narrow depth of field. Faces fill up the screen and everything else is out of focus. And the whole time, I'm looking for clues on screen to figure out what is going on inside the characters' heads. The hidden glances, the way they blush, the tiniest movement of their cheeks, their smile, the way their hands move. I was drawn towards them. It was intimate. I was not being told the thoughts of the characters explicitly. I was instead invited to discover it on my own. The show is 12 episodes long and it's just Marianne and Connell's story. There are no subplots. I started to see them as human beings with imperfections and not just actors on screen. In a book, it is easy to do this. The book is filled with internal monologues. We have the first-hand account of what is happening inside a character's head. But how do you show this on screen? One way is through a voiceover, but it does not work all the time. There's a scene when Marianne is watching Connell play. At that time, in the book, she badly wants to see him have sex with anybody. But in the series, we have no clue about this thought. We only come to know about this later when Marianne tells it to Connell. In the book, there are a lot of flashbacks, but the show expands these flashbacks to actual scenes. It keeps the plot linear and reduces switching back and forth in time, which worked really well. And just like the book, this show is unapologetically Irish. It does not try to please the global audience or even explain things which you might only find in Ireland. Another thing that I like about Normal People is every frame is so beautiful. I love the lighting. Paul Mescal and Daisy Edgar-Jones have amazing chemistry between them and they have given a solid performance. They bring out the complexity of the characters really well. I also love the way they have shot the sex scenes. It is tender and truthful. It is a continuation of their dialogue and serves to uncover different aspects of their personality. The show also does a good job in conveying feelings of alienation and loneliness through some beautiful but carefully shot scenes. And all this is accompanied by some amazing music. There is a thematic background score and there is also contemporary music. It doesn't feel out of place but matches the tone of the show. It is an important part of the narrative. It creates an almost addictive atmosphere. I just want to keep going back to certain scenes again and again. Normal People might be a cliche. This story has been told countless number of times and that's fine with me. I think it's okay to retell stories. Perspectives change. The first time I watched this series, I was literally shouting at the screen, exasperated by the characters' decisions. The highs are really high and the lows are really low. And the moment I finished it, I had this strong urge to start watching it again from the beginning. I did not want to be away from it. I wanted to spend more time with the characters. Is this even normal? I don't know. In the beginning, Marianne and Connell wanted to keep their relationship a secret. They don't tell their friends at school. Nobody knows. In the book, it is described in this way. He carried the secret around like something large and hot, like an overfull tray of hot drinks that he had to carry everywhere and never spill. She just acted the same as always, like it never happened, reading her book at the lockers as usual, getting into pointless arguments. And in the show, this whole idea is represented like this. Just imagine Imogen Heap's hide and seek playing in the background. I love this scene so much. Apparently, Connell's chain has its own fan following. It has its own Instagram page. I have also shared the link of Normal People's Spotify playlist below in the description. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you all in the next one.